everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're here to have another fabulous Craft Wednesday. That's what I guess I'm going to be calling it from now on, because I think in the last like 3 videos, so that's what they're going to be called from now on. It's Craft Wednesday. But anywho, getting aside from all of that, if you are new to the channel, hello loves, consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you are my current subscribers, like I said, I hope you're ready for a fabulous craft. And if you can't tell by the tag pictures, it is Harry Potter themed, it's magical, it's fabulous, and it's very quick. And it's very easy. So what I'm going to be teaching you, or at least informing you about something that you could do if you don't already have one, or if you don't already are aware that, hey, you know, this might be a good idea, because it kind of was like a little light bulb. Yeah, a little light bulb went off in my head one day, and I was like, oh my god, I could so do this, and it doesn't cost me that much money, and they can be personalized, and they can be super cute. So we all know about the reusable bags that you get at the grocery store, or you know, if you have a Second and Charles in your area, you know they don't carry actual like bags and stuff whenever you check out. So you have to either purchase a reusable bag or bring in your own, you know, things like that. So Eddie, last year for my birthday, he got me a Harry Potter one, and it's really, really cute. It says, it's just a tan burlap, and then it has the wording on it. I think it's like, it's magical wording, and it says that books turn muggles into wizards or witches. I can't remember. I think it's out in the car. I think I've already put it in the car, because I try to keep them at least where I know I'm probably going to be using them, because I have, I think, 2 others in there as well. Not Harry Potter themed, but they're just like standard ones that can carry a lot more weight. But the one I'm going to be showing you how to make is magical themed, and voila, look at that. Look at it. It is the Marauders map. Marauders, there we go. Marauders map, Marauders. Lord, it's been a rough week. If you can't tell, it's been a rough week. But it's only Wednesday. So yes. But this is what we're going to be making, and this is made out of 4 bandanas and some ribbon. So I'm going to show you how to make that.
Okay guys, so we are back for another craft video for this Wednesday, and it should be fairly simple. As I told you, we're going to be making a little reusable shopping bag out of some Harry Potter themed bandanas. Mine are the Marauders map themed, and as you can tell, I have 2 of them, and they were both $2 a piece for those. And they're fairly thick and they're fairly large. I want to say they were 19.5 by 19.5 size is what the tag read anyways, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so there are those, and they are like a black and kind of a gold tan color for the writing. So the next thing you're going to need is 2 other bandanas if you choose. These are just basic black. I already had these, but you can find them at Walmart or any other craft store for $1 a piece if you want to do a lining inside of your bag. Or you can choose a different color if you want to. And then I have some fairly thick ribbon. It's 2 finger widths wide, if I'm not mistaken. It was a 1/2 inch to 2 inches wide. I can't remember exactly because it didn't have the measurements on it, and I can't remember how big it was, but it is fairly sturdy. And if you don't have access to ribbon, another option is to have another bandana, and then you can make your straps that way. So we will go ahead and jump right into making this bag. You are just going to need to take your tags off of your bandanas and unfold them. Okay, so you just want to lay your bandanas out and figure out which side is the wrong side and which side is the right side. On mine, you can tell kind of by the way that the letters look, but you can also tell by the way they did the stitching on it, because they did finish this one off. So you can tell by that as well. But you want to make sure that whenever you go to sew this, that you have your seam on the inside. So you want to flip them over so the right sides are facing each other. And then you're going to sew them that way. That way when you turn them inside out, they'll be the right way. I know that sounds a bit confusing, but you want to have your more vibrant side on the outside and your more dull side on the inside, and you want to have your seams facing toward the more dull side. So for this, you just want to make sure that they line up. Thankfully, both of mine do. There was just a little bit of off center there, well, a little bit of off. I think one was slightly bigger than the other, but I mean, you're going to have that with bandanas. But as you can tell, I'm showing you how to tell the difference between the bandanas. And I'm sorry, can we take a minute to appreciate this print on this? I love that print. I was so excited about Squealed in the store when I saw it. But anyways, moving on, you're just going to go take your bandanas to the sewing machine and just stitch them right up. Okay, so that was quick and simple. Once you are done sewing everything, I'm showing you before I do turn mine inside outwards about how you want it to look. And you're going to do that for both of them. So, and like I said in the previous little clip, we're going to shove the black one inside of the actual print one. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so now that we have both of our bags inside of one another, you know, that sounds dirty, but you know what I mean. Once we have the bags inside one another, then we are going to start working on these straps. Now, if you're going to have to make your straps, you're probably going to find this a little bit different, but you can kind of do it the same way. What I like to do is whenever I take my ribbon, I like to take it and I like to measure along the length of my bag to get an average about how much I want my straps to be. I think mine ended up being, I want to say it was 19 inches, because if I'm not mistaken, that's how big the bag was. And then I measured 2 extra inches, so it ended up being 21 inches for both of my straps. That way it gives me enough room to kind of play with whenever I do go to sew them, so I have enough material inside of the bag as well to make sure that the straps are not coming out. But like I'm showing you, just measure along the length of your bag. Now, if you're using another bag to make your straps, obviously you don't have to do that. You just have to cut them wide enough for you to be able to sew them and turn them inside outwards, and then you are going to sew them into the top of your bag. So we're just going to go ahead and figure out just about how big we want our straps. Okay, so once you have your straps all nice and measured to the length that you want, you can make them bigger if you choose to. For me, that's just my kind of rule of thumb whenever I make bags for make straps for a bag. There we go, make bags for a strap. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. But now you want to figure out your placement in there. You could measure this and, you know, do it that scientific. You can do it all kinds of scientific way. For me, I'm just doing, I want to say I kind of did it with my finger width, so it was about four fingers from the corner of the bags, which I think ended up being roughly 4 inches in from the sides of my bag. So if you'll see in the video, I'm just kind of looking about placement where it's kind of going to be even and give me enough support. And I think I measured, it's about 4 inches from the both corners of my bag, and I just go ahead and place my straps there to get an idea about where they're going to line up and about how long that's going to be, because if I needed to take them in more to make my straps longer, then I could do that, but for how I do my straps for my bag, it tends to work out fairly decent if I try to keep it within those measurements. Okay, and once you have everything measured and figured out, you're just going to go ahead and run the top of your bag through your sewing machine. Just remember to fold your existing seams inward so it makes you a nice clean new seam, as I show you in the little clip there, so you can see about how they line up. Now for me, I did have to overlap in some places just so to make my bag, the top of my bags fit together a bit better, because like I said, I did have some measurement issues, but that's going to happen when you're using pre-cut fabric. But you know, we live and we learn, and for me it works out just fine. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this craft video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you found this easy and didn't have too many problems with it.
Okay, so like I said, I told you that was really easy and really simple, and it makes it even easier if you have a sewing machine like I do. If not, you do have to sit there and hand sew it, which makes it take a little bit longer if you're not a fast sewer, but you can still accomplish what you need to. But here is my finished product, if you can't really tell from the video, and it does have just a plain black lining in that, just because I thought that matched the bag a bit better. Plus, you know, I have my nice sturdy straps. Now this is some pretty thick and sturdy ribbon that I chose to use for this, just because I didn't know exactly what I was going to be putting in here, so I did want it to hold up fairly well, and I also made sure to sew that part really good. But yeah, so that is mine. And I think this ended up being, I think this bag is, I measured it right, it's 19 by 19 roughly. I think the measurements for the bandanas were on there, and it said it was like 19.5 or something. But yeah, it's pretty much just kind of like a perfect square, and the inside was the same size. I got lucky on that because sometimes they are a bit different, so I got very lucky. There is a little bit of I think a little bit of bunching, but once I put stuff in there, it doesn't matter. As you can tell, it's it's super big. So, and as Eddie put it, it does kind of look like one that you would buy in the store. It's just, I was lucky enough that one of the Walmarts we go to, and yes, we go to multiples, because we have multiples around us, or we have access to multiple Walmarts. So, and we've even made the off comment that we go to way too many to be able to compare them. But they're quick and easy to get to around us, and they do have a variety of stuff that we need in all in one place, so it's handy. But they did have these Marauders maps, and they were, I think, $2 a piece, and then I already had the inner black bandanas, and I already had the ribbon. But if you don't have access to like the ribbon, and if you have to go out and buy your black bandanas, they had just the plain solid colored ones. They were $1 a piece. And then if you want to, I've done this in the past, and I don't have a bag here with me to show you, but you can get just another solid color bandana, or you can get another one in the theme that you chose to do, and you can make your straps that way. So you can sew them and make them, attach them and everything. So you can do that if you don't want to spend the extra money on ribbon, because sometimes ribbon is expensive. So yeah, it's all up to you what you want to do. But I was lucky enough that they had this lovely masterpiece, and I love that it was black. Most of the time that you see the Marauders map stuff, it's all in the tan and parchment kind of colors and stuff. I very rarely see it in the black, and like, it's not gold, but it's kind of like a yellow, so it gives me like a Hufflepuff. I get some Hufflepuff vibes from this. Is it just me, or does anybody else feel some Hufflepuff out there? But anyways, and can we just say the Vans incident? Oh. I have strong emotions about Vans and what they did to the Hufflepuff section, or the lack thereof, excuse me, lack thereof of the Hufflepuff section. But we won't get into that in this video. That is for another video if y'all want me to make a video of my feelings on that. And I did buy some Vans, just not those, because they disappointed me. And I had a great idea about how I could do some Vans, and I'm thinking about if I can find like a cheap off pair, or not like, you know, a cheap pair, like a secondhand pair. I might make my own Vans in the style that I had created in my mind that's, you know, looked kind of cool to me. So if you want me to do that, leave me a comment down below. Also, let me know your thoughts about this and if y'all have already been doing this, or, you know, if it was just something that I came late to be able to do kind of thing. It's just one day I saw some bandanas and stuff and the light bulb went off in my head and I'm like, oh my god, why haven't I been doing this already? But we all have those moments. So anyways, I hope y'all are all having a fabulous week and are going to have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you on the next craft videos. Again, let me know down in the comments what you thought about this craft project. Let me know if you've made one already. Tag me in that if you have, because I'd love to see what kind of, you know, bandanas or creations out of fabric and stuff that y'all make with this idea, because it's cute that you can personalize your own little shopping bags, so that is adorable. But yeah, so that is it for this craft video, guys. I will see y'all next time. Bye.